Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special week for the guys of the ERA Winston Cup Series Racing League. This is All-Star Weekend. We are coming to you live from Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Winston main event of the evening. I know people are probably wondering why, we ain't had any updates a couple weeks. I've been under the weather and it has hindered my voice from doing any videos. And those other two races, Martinsville and Talladega, will eventually come. Maybe. I don't know. A lot of things here going on in the ERA. But anyway, we're back for the All-Star Weekend. We had the Open a little while ago. As we were just wrapping that one up, David Caines and Wild Carpenter were your winners of each respective race in that one. And Tyler Booth was our fan vote with 16 votes out of the entire 53. He was the guy that got it, or 18, I can't remember it that right off the get-go. As the cars are getting some final practice in, as you see Eric Diekman doing what he does best. Other than that, let's get to your starting lineup presented by the iCar Sports Network. And here is your official starting lineup for today's race. Row number 1, we have David Caines starting on pole as he qualified for the pole for this event, as he again made his way in through the Open. So David Caines not had a great season. Still, I believe he's lingering into the top 10 in points at this moment. Starting beside him is Michael Cinzi, who, it's an interesting story. He had the win at Talladega. All he had to do was pace around and get to the checkered flag, but apparently PC issues hindered that. So Cinzi was not able to get a win to get in. He had a pole from earlier this season, and that's by virtue of that he was in. Beside him, Wyatt Carpenter starting third, who he won the second segment in our Open. He had a very strong car in both segments, so big things might come from him this race. Next to him is Jonathan Christopher in the 79, as he is our current point leader with 2 wins. That's how he got in, and this is a big night for him because he could get a win in these segments and get some driver points, as we'll get into that before they start. Right beside him, Brian Wright in the number 28 had a pole at Las Vegas. That's by virtue of how he got in, and he's looking to gain some ground as he's right into the thick of that fight. Right with him, John Diekman, who won our Daytona 500. So he was the first, or the second guy to qualify. Technically, Frank Dawson was the first, but PC issues is hindering Frank from being here. He is sitting fourth in points, I believe 74 out. So he could gain some ground if he was to win all 3 segments. Beside him, Tyler Booth, who is currently got in through the van vote. He had, again, I believe he had 16 or 18 of the votes, and he should be in. He should be having fun tonight, as this is an extra practice for him, even if he doesn't have a shot. So long shot here, but let's see what he can do. And we're getting to the last driver here, Jonathan Noon, who literally won last week when Cinzi could not continue. So by virtue of that, he got in. So Lady Luck was on his side, as in his first start, he got a win. And that is your starting lineup, as we're going to go ahead and get the command to fire the engines, and we will be back. We'll be here for your Green Flag Racing.
Gentlemen, start your engines, brothers!
And we're back as we're ready to roll. We're almost ready to roll them out. Did you hear the engines are fired? As you get to look at David Canes. I'd like to thank Sim Racing Apps for their newest update. From the way it looks like I'm going to be able to actually find out when cautions are coming. So let's see how that lasts. Let's roll them out. 3 segments here. The first 2 are going to be 20 laps. The last one's going to be 25 or whatever laps we have left. All restarts will be double file. Anytime a caution comes out, they will race back to the line. Winning segment 1 gets you 10 driver points. Winning segment 2 gets you 15. And if you win it, the last one, it's 25 points. Possible 50 points here in the process. Next week, we will be at Charlotte for probably the longest race of the season. It'll be 100 laps here. This is probably the longest race most of these guys have had up to this point. I know some of these veterans in the race have had races that long before. Lights on the pace car off. And it is green. Kane's off to a pretty nice start. As Wyatt Carpenter making the move on Christopher. Looks like Wyatt's going to move right in the second with Senzies. Wyatt had a fast car in the open. Meanwhile, looks like Diekman is trying to pass trouble. It's Wright and Christopher. That will be a caution. We will race back to the line in this one. David Canes has the commanding lead here. In the All-Star, we will race all these back to the line. The restarts will be double file. And caution is out. Right seems to be okay. Christopher seems to be alright. His caution's a little late, but it finally came out. $16 laps to go into the segment. We're going to take our first break of the evening. As when we come back, we'll be Green Flag Racing here under caution. And this is the ERA Winston main event here on the iCar Sports Network. We will be right back.
this, I think how lucky I am to be a NASCAR Winston Cup driver, and how fortunate I am to have a great sponsor like Napa Auto Parts, because Napa understands quality and value, and the importance of having a friendly, knowledgeable staff. And it's at times like this, looking around at the empty grandstands and listening to the silence of pit road, that I realize I'm at the wrong track.
We are back after that pit stop. Diekman took 2 tires. Other than that, David Caines was the fastest on pit road with a 13.4 pit stop. And again, we will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway next week with the running of our Coke 600. It will. And again, I like to thank Sim Racing apps for finally having the indicators in the replay, so now I can actually see when a caution comes out instead of guessing or wondering why everybody's slowing down. So hopefully this will make my life a lot easier when I do these replays. And again, these are going to be double file restarts. All these restarts, I know a lot of people aren't used to them. I know we normally do the traditional old school single file restarts lap to the inside. As the lights on the pace car off, and we're about to go green again. Out of the 12 that actually made the cut, I believe 8 actually showed up, as Frank Dawson was having PC issues. He has gotten them fixed, so he wasn't able to make it. He was actually our first guy to qualify, as he won our exhibition race at Daytona that never will ever see the light of day again because it was that bad. Let's see how well 2 tires work. Caines laying back a little bit. That could benefit him or hurt him. As we are green, Diekman gets the jump, and it's going to hurt Caines. As Caines didn't get going, now he's getting jumped by Wyatt Carpenter in the 18. This is his second race with us so far, and he's doing pretty. He's been doing pretty good this entire time. As Caines and Carpenter continue to fight here. And Carpenter's going to hold him back a little bit. Caines going to have to follow through. Caines switching to the high side. It looks like Caines might be dropping back to Michael Cinzi. Oh, Caines gets loose. What a save by David Keynes. Holy crap. If you're Michael Cincy, you probably thought your night was done or at that point. Meanwhile, it gave Jonathan Christopher an opportunity to sneak right in and get the spots. Wow. Meanwhile, Wyatt Carpenter is running down Eric Diekman. Diekman only took 2 tires. Got 9 laps to go in this segment, as Wyatt Carpenter got a little blinking issue. Nonetheless, he's running down Eric Diekman. And he's right there. Diekman hugging the bottom. Diekman's going to try all he can here, because he knows if he can get this 10 points, that's just 10 points that he gets free and clear and don't have to worry about Christopher gaining anything on him. So, well, unless Christopher won a segment. And Wyatt Carpenter to the inside. Looks like he's almost got him cleared, but Diekman's on the high side. Look at that run on the high side. And Diekman's going to clear him. So Diekman keeping going with those 2 tires. Meanwhile, Michael Cincy was able to get by Jonathan Christopher. So Cincy is coming. Cincy, this is probably the best thing to happen to Cincy right now. Wright's going to get by Christopher, it looks like, or close to it. Diekman still managing to hold off. Diekman slid up a little bit. Carpenter's there again. And he gets to the inside. The inside just doesn't seem to have the strength to get to pass anybody. It looks like Carpenter's getting a little loose there. And he saves it. But meanwhile, he's got Cincy. Cincy to the inside. And Cincy's going to get second. Cincy's been the fastest car on the track the last couple laps. Cincy could really use these 10 points, as he would have had the point lead last week if he would not have disconnected from the room. Looks like he's going to go to the inside on Diekman. And he's just going to muscle him and make it stick. So it looks like 2 tires Fowley gave up. As Cincy, as I've said in past broadcasts, it's a shame this guy doesn't have a win. I literally think he's been the best finishing driver throughout the entire season. I thought he was going to get a Dega, but heartbreak happened. Other than that, Carpenter's on him again. Carpenter he has the car. Spread out here. Just a 3-horse race right now. I believe this will be the white flag for segment 1. Ooh, and Wyatt into the wall. This is it. This will be the checkered here. Michael Cinzy looks like he's going to be gaining 10 driver points. And Michael Cinzy will win segment 1 of the Winston. As officially the yellow is out. That will end segment 1. Michael Cinzy finishes first. John Diekman finishes second. Jonathan Christopher finishes third. Brian Wright in fourth. David Keynes, after making that amazing save, will finish fifth. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be with segment 2. This is the Winston main event on the iCar Sports Network.
We run with a fast crowd, a tough crowd.
We're like a mob.
43 asphalt warriors.
Guys with one motto.
What goes around
Comes around.
eye for an eye, fender for a fender. Paybacks are a promise. Races end, rivalries don't. You got a nice ride there. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it.
Careful who you mess with, because now the pack doesn't forget. NASCAR Thunder 2004, rated E for everyone. EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Welcome back. This is about to become the start of segment 2. Michael Cinzy is your leader. Jonathan Christopher in second. Jonathan Diekman in third. David Keynes is fourth. Wright fifth. Noon sixth. Booth seventh. Carpenter eighth. As they just had pit stops recently. This segment will be another 20 laps, and you will get 15 points if you win it. Michael Cinzy now 10 points closer to the point lead. Lights out, the pace car is off. Cinzy to the quick lead. Diekman's gonna get by. It looks like Christopher almost ran David Keynes into the apron. These guys have had a history. And Diekman looking to the inside. And it looks like Keynes looking to the outside. Looks like Christopher's gonna block him. Christopher's pretty much blocked him almost everywhere he's went. As Christopher and Keynes having a hell of a battle. Christopher trying the high side. Wright's going to sneak into the picture. And Keynes finally going to clear him. Oh, Wright in the wall. Cinzy in the wall. Diekman in the wall, and David Keynes gets the lead. Literally, this is how important this Winston is. Guys want to be the first ones to win it, but also if some certain guys win it, especially our top four in points, they could really get close to the leader, Jonathan Christopher. A lot of them's probably got that mentality. Win a segment, make sure Christopher doesn't win. So, right now, currently, Canes is your leader. Christopher. Tyler Booth, who got in through our van vote, sitting third. So good run for Tyler Booth so far in segment 2. Taking advantage of a lot of the just being patient. And Canes, still your leader. He's pulling away. Yeah, I don't know about the whole behind thing, but yeah. As I'm noticing, it says he's 5 seconds back, and he's not 5 seconds back. Ignore that. It's pretty much a 5-horse race. Like, that's pretty much who's left. Sixth on back is Hurt, just trying to hold on, as I believe lap 45 is the ender on here. Canes, again, got into the Open. He won the first segment of the Open. Wyatt Carpenter, again, won segment 2. Those guys have been having a strong showing. And, now, even to the guys that, the points ain't mattering right now, or they're trying to get into the top 20 to get the invite to our Pro Series coming soon. It's experience, as we will be here next week. We'll probably be with the same setup, and it is going to be a day-to-night transition. So these guys that got to run the Open in the daytime, and now they're running the nighttime, it's going to be an advantage to them. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if a David Canes or a Wyatt Carpenter won next week. So... now, Christopher has finally caught Canes. I think Canes might have burned his tires up. This is going to be round 2, and I can about guarantee that Canes ain't going to make it easy. Meanwhile, Wright and Booth are fighting for third. Looks like Wright's going to get that, as Booth's going to try to maybe get to the bottom and get him. Booth got a little loose, or Booth thought otherwise. They're having a pretty nice battle. Meanwhile, Christopher into the inside of Canes. Canes hanging on to the outside. The outside seems to be the preferred line to pass here. Seems like the outside can, or inside can only get so close. Wright finally got by Booth, by the way, so Wright is in third. He's just probably trying to hold off for the end of the segment. Again, 15 driver points on the line here. Cincy won segment 1. Christopher back to the inside of Canes. Looks like Christopher could probably clear him. It looks like Canes is fighting back. these two, we're going to get close as we can with these two. And Kane's still going to get him on the high side. Oh, it looks like Christopher got a little sideways there, but he kept it. Kane's and Christopher are having a hell of a race. Not much left in this segment here. Looks like Christopher's finally fading away a little bit. I believe Kane's looks to be on his way on this one. Shouldn't be too many laps left here. As there's Jonathan Moon, got a tore up car, giving them the high side. David Canes, I believe, at this time inside the top 10 in points. Maybe somewhat outside. Again, really nothing going on right now. Segment is close to being over. And that is it. David Canes has officially won Segment 2. That is the 15-point segment there, won by Mr. David Canes. Pace car picking up the drivers. As we will be back with the final segment. Whatever laps are left is what is left. And we will be back here on the iCar Sports Network, the Winston, presented by the ERA.
A broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the world in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how.
And here we are, boys. Final segment. Whatever laps left, this is what's it. 25 points on the line. A lot of guys, a lot of the top 4 in points do not want to see Jonathan Christopher in the hitting these points. A lot of them, if they can't get it themselves, is probably pulling for David Gaines. Wyatt Carpenter worked his way back up in the 4th along with Cindy after they had that little skirmish. They all hit the wall. As here we go. As Canes gets the jump. As they start round 3 with these two. Meanwhile, Cindy Carpenter and Diekman, they're all battling for 3rd. Carpenter looks like he scraped the wall a little bit, but he's still fine. Diekman's going to look to the inside, but that high line has been the line tonight. They're all kind of getting close together. Here comes Wright, and he's bringing Booth with him. Oh, and since he pushed up a little high, he saved it. Beautiful save. Here comes Wright. As Diekman looking to try to clear Wyatt, and Wyatt just hanging right there. Diekman got a little loose. And here comes Wright onto Diekman. Jonathan Noon has pulled it into pit road. They're starting to straighten out a little bit. Meanwhile, David Cade's comfortable lead here. Jonathan Christopher right beside him. Michael Cinzy and Wyatt Carpenter seems to be having a pretty nice battle. Cinzy looking to the inside. Or Wyatt looking to the inside. Wright gonna get to the inside of Diekman. And Diekman gets a little loose. Trouble. That's going to be a caution, as looks like Tyler Booth got involved in that one as well. He was just wrong place, wrong time. Diekman and Wright collided. And that's going to be a caution that probably David Caines didn't want to see. Pace car's a little late in the game, I guess. This caution is out. It's going to be a quick sprint race. 8 laps to go. We're going to stay with it. We are out of commercials. Pace car finally got on pit road will probably be open, as that will end right in Deekman's nights. Booth may have a faster pair, I don't know. David Kane's. This is David Kane's race to lose. I feel like I've said that before. I believe I have. Dover, as a costly pit road speeding penalty ended Kane's. Kane's had that win locked up. Here we go for pit stops. Wyatt Christopher took 2 tires. He is down and away. Kane's will come out second with a 14.3 stop. Cindy with a 14.3. This is pretty much a 5-horse race here. We ain't gonna have many laps to get this done in. As in this, caution laps do count. Six laps to go here. This is something, again, the top 4 in points does not want to see. They do not want to see Jonathan Christopher winning this. It'd be a full 25-point swing on these guys. And on the other hand, though, Jonathan Christopher is probably something he does want to see, because that's a 25-point swing over due to his misfortunes he's had throughout the last few races of the season. As he's been losing points. Had a big loss there at Dega. Probably shouldn't even be the point leader right now, but, you know, shit happens. Gotta finish the race to get credit for the win. Again, this has been a very fun All-Star. I will say this for the first one. I mean, myself creating it, I didn't think it was going to work with the whole driver points thing or people showing up, because in the past, normally when leagues try to do these All-Star race things, either the guys don't show up, some take it as an off week, some probably still did, but, you know, the ones that actually showed up and participated, for one, they got a good test out of it. And that's the most important thing. So far, it looks like 5 guys has a shot at it. Jonathan Noon, 3 laps down. He don't have a shot. He's just really running laps. All right, here we go. Pace car is off. And it looks looks like Christopher looks like he almost spun the tires there. It seems like the leaders has been doing that on the inside, but he's going to get a hell of a start here. Meanwhile, Sidge is going to slide in third on Carpenter. Booth is in fifth. Three laps to go here. This is Christopher's race right now. Will 2 tires hold? 2 tires did hold out for a good 5 laps. And we just had a wreck apparently. Cincy, Carpenter, and all them. They are off the track. We cannot call caution now. David Caines, it looks like these are the only 2 left. David Caines, class of the field today. You know, Christopher's going to not give him any slack. Caines looking to the inside. Christopher goes to block the outside. Caines goes back to the inside. The preferred line has been the high line, so maybe Caines can get it, and he will. Lapped car not playing a factor as Christopher loses the lead. 1 to go for David Caines. David Caines won the Open. David Caines won segment 2. Coming around turn number 4, David Caines will win the first annual Winston. What a race. Caines with a pass with 2 to go. Got nothing to hold his head under for Jonathan Christopher, as Jonathan Christopher literally done all he could. That was a brilliant strategy by him, and he almost had it. This ought to feel great for David Caines. He will be officially qualified for next year's All-Star race if we have one. We probably will. This was a huge success, as he's going to burn it down. Final standings, as you see on the board there, David Caines first, Jonathan Christopher second, Michael Cincy, Tyler Booth, Wyatt Carpenter third, fourth, and fifth. They were, I believe, the last official cars running that had a shot at the win at that point. Jonathan Noon in sixth. John Deekman and Brian Wright will round out our All-Star grid. Again, I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, I'm sorry that I was 2 weeks behind on stuff. I just was under the weather. Nonetheless, very happy to be back and doing this again, because I have fun doing it. And shout out to Sim Racing Apps for finally having it able, the flags able to play on replays. So that makes me so happy. Anyway, guys, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, rooms open, 9 p.m. race. Check us out. ERA Racing League. We will see you next week as we will hit Charlotte Motor Speedway for our longest race of the season. See you next time.
Dodge Racing. It's overpowering.
Hit it!